everybody. I hope you're having a great day. Thank you for joining me. It's a little different video than I usually do because I just decided to invest in a little bit of new equipment for what I do here. So a lot of what I record is with a Logitech 1080 webcam. It doesn't even say the model on it. I think it's pretty close to the C930, or I think that's the model, but I'm not sure. And then I have a blue Snowball for the microphone, which the gain does not really work especially great with the computer. Everything seems to come across at a low volume. So I've had a little bit of difficulty with that. But I did just invest in a new camera. This is the Zoom Q2n 4K. And it's a pretty small little camera. Very portable, if that's what you're looking for. Zoom is a company I'm familiar with from my time playing live music. I've seen a lot of Zoom devices and helped a lot of people record their set on Zoom field recorders. They tend to have great microphone quality, and that's really what I bought this one for. If you've seen my other content, I do a lot of content that is just voiceover with no video. So I expect that the camera will be a slight upgrade from what I have. Not the best. I could have gone with a full high quality camera, but to be honest, nobody really needs to see this face in any more quality than what's already on your screen. But honestly, what I was looking for was the microphone quality. Obviously, I'm not recording with this yet, so I'm going to go ahead and switch over and start the recording with the new Zoom camera, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, I tried connecting the Zoom to my computer through the webcam mode, and it works in webcam mode, although it's restricted to 720p, and it works as a USB mic, but for some reason I'm having trouble running it as both a webcam and a mic simultaneously. So I went to the website, I installed the new drivers, which did update the firmware, and I'm restarting the computer now to see if that's going to fix it. In the meantime, however, I'm still running off of USB power, but I have changed it to 4K, which is the highest video quality. I've changed it to the highest bitrate sampling that it has for audio, and I have it set on solo setting for the auto gain. So I just wanted to see how it sounds, and I think a great way to do that is with a little musical instrument. Now, please remember, this is not here to judge my playing, because I'm a little out of practice on classical. And if you have perfect pitch, I'm going to apologize in advance. I think the tuning right now is going to drive you nuts, but it's as close as I could get it anyway. Alright, so we'll see how that sounds. So far, I'm really liking the Zoom Q2n as far as a microphone. As far as a camera goes, I think it leaves a lot to be desired if you think you're going to be getting a high-end HD camera. I would put it on par with, or maybe just slightly below even, my Logitech C920, but I haven't seen what it looks like in 4K yet. That could be slightly better. I think this is going to be a huge upgrade in terms of the microphone, and I do like that running this from USB, it allows me to split it, so I can do it as a camera or a microphone, or I can use another source as my camera, and I can use this just as my audio in. I really feel like it's picking up my voice a lot more clearly than you've seen in my other recordings, and I don't feel like I'm having to yell or do anything crazy to articulate and make sure that it's all picked up. Now, obviously, one advantage that this does have over a webcam is it's mobile. I can take this outside on the go. Obviously, it is designed for recording things like gigs, live concerts, interviews, press events, things like that. So it does come outside. This is 1080p, 30 frames per second, and 48K 24-bit audio. I just did a video where I was scrolling through the field of view a little bit. We're on the widest right here, and then each one you can see it kind of zooms in, but it's a digital zoom. That's more of a crop than a zoom per se. So you do lose a little quality as you go in, but of course on the wide, it does have a little bit of a fisheye wide angle view. Obviously out here, we have a lot of birds singing, animals. There's the goats in the background. If we're lucky, we might even hear the military base nearby blow something up while I'm out here. I am going to switch the low cut on now. So I have the low cut at 80 hertz, which is pretty low. This is a filter that's going to eliminate most of the shall we say, inorganic sounds. So anything like winds or audio popping or anything like that, it will eliminate for cleaner audio quality. And now up to 160 hertz, which is a fairly aggressive low-pass filter. Let's go say hi to the goats and see how they sound, because they can make quite a racket. Hi, goats. You want to help me test out my new mic? What are we yelling about today? What are we mad about? Just a couple of goats being goats. So at this quality, I do have about 2.5 hours of video, video space on the 32 gigabyte memory card, which is not bad at all. I did go down from the 4K to 1080 because 3-minute video in 4K was over 1.5 gigabytes, and that's just unbearable to work with when there's really no reason to have anything in 4K for me right now. I think the 1080p is plenty. I like this camera so far, the portability of it, and as well I really like the directional microphone and how it seems to pick up a lot of, well, everything. One thing that I'm going to have to get used to with this is actually picking up so much of everything and minimizing that noise and isolating what it is I'm looking for. The wide angle shot and everything is good. It allows me to do a lot of what I would use a GoPro or similar camera for. In fact, one of my other channels is about firearms and gunsmithing, and I do gun reviews and shooting techniques, as well as actually breaking apart guns and working on them sometimes. I don't do that as much anymore since I have had the health issues that make it a little difficult to actually get out and do the work, but I can use this for that. I do believe this has a concert setting, which is designed for 120 decibel peak amplitude. Now, most of my guns, since I don't have any silencers, they're probably between the 120 to 145 decibel range, so that's going to be pushing it a little bit, but I've noticed it tends to wash out the other cameras that I use, so I'm hoping if I place this at a reasonable distance, it would obviously do the noise gate, or rather the compression, without washing out the normal amplitude of conversation, which is going to be much closer to like 90 to 100 decibels, if I'm remembering correctly. Overall, first impressions, getting the video back into the computer and looking at it, it's a lot better than it seemed from the display. I actually do think the 1080 is pretty good quality and is an upgrade from the Logitech, which I confirmed is a C920, not 30. It's easy to move files. You just put this in card reader mode and connect it with a mini USB, and you can just drag the files right over, so I don't have to fish with the micro SD adapter and everything. I'm still working on getting it to work as a webcam and a microphone simultaneously. I have a feeling this is something to do with Windows drivers. I always hate setting up Windows for multiple inputs. Mac always seems to get it working much smoother, but I have a whole different issue with Mac right now that I won't get into. So the Windows is what I'm working with for my main computer. that does worry me a little bit, trying to figure out how that works, because when I look around on the internet, I do see a few other people have had issues with the audio drivers and getting it to work. I don't think I'm having the same issues as they are, because it is being recognized as a webcam and as a card reader. But I would like to have that full utility to just plug and play, as it were. In the meantime, this is another camera that I have. It's another option. It's incredibly light, very portable. It would be easy to take it if you're a vlogger or something like that. It would be great for recording meetings, interviews, anything of that nature. And the sound quality, from what I have heard, is a huge improvement, not only from the stock Logitech webcam that I had, but from the Blue Snowball mic that I was using. So that's just an initial impression. I've had this for maybe an hour, hour and a half. So obviously don't take my review as the final word, or even my final word or opinion on it. But so far, I am pretty happy with the quality of everything. I really think that the enhanced audio quality is going to make a lot of my style of video much easier. I will say, with the package that I got, which had some extra accessories, I think I paid $269.99 on Amazon. I do think you can get the Q2n 4K for around $220 to $230 at the time that I'm filming this. The original Q2n, which did not have the 4K, I'm actually seeing for sale for like $150 to $160, so that's an option as well right now. I'm sure it's discontinued and that's remaining stock. But if you're looking for a solution like this and don't want to pay for the 4K, you might look for a Q2n. And I think I've also seen these refurbished and or lightly used on places like reverb.com, which is a music gear trading website. I've seen it on there for around $200. So I do think the deals are there on this camera. Probably I'll come back to this in a couple of months or something, once I've had much more time to work with it and use it on a variety of different projects, and just give my updated feelings on it. For right now, I'm looking forward to it. I am happy with the money I spent on the purchase, and I think it's going to be a versatile tool for videos to come. So if you've made it this far, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something and came away with a little more informed opinion of the Zoom Q2n 4K handy video recorder. If you're looking to buy one, I hope that this has helped inform you of my experience with it and opinions to help you make a more educated purchase that you can be happy about. And if you just like keeping up with other technology, then hey, I hope you learned something too. Thanks so much for spending your time with me, and it's been a pleasure as always. Until next time, thank you.